Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Project. In this module, I want to show you how you can use the deadline marker to trigger when you need to act on a particular task or a set of tasks. So first of all, I'm just going to change the font size on this Gantt chart to a little bit bigger than that. Put it to 14. And then I'm just going to do a few little tasks. So I'll start off with project A in there and then just do three little tasks. Task 1, task 2, task 3. So if I link these together very quickly, highlight the three of them, just go back to tasks and hit the chain link so they're all linked together. Then I'll do 2, 3, 4. So we get the task coming like so. And then I'll do one more task, which will be end of phase. And I'll have this as a milestone, which means it's got a 0 duration, 0, and it needs to follow task 4. So I'll just put a 4 in there. So that sits at the end, like so. Now, what people tend to do is put constraints on different tasks. So this is a milestone. I might want to put a constraint on. I must finish on and must start on constraint. If I double click on that, it takes me into task information, and then I need to go into the advanced tab and set the constraint. So on the advanced tab, the default setting is as soon as possible. If I change that to must finish on that one, and then you give it a date. So at the moment it is on the 10th of April. So I will set that as 10th of April. Just go forward a month. 10th of April. That's when it's going to be set. I'll click OK to that. And that's how you set a constraint. Now it's coming up with this planning wizard warning. It says this could, not would, could cause a conflict. I'm going to continue and click OK. And then that constraint is set. Now, the idea behind that, in the information column, you will have like a little indicator saying that that is a must finish on constraint. If this first task is deleted, now I need to indent these. Let's indent these so that project A becomes like a summary task. So if that first task is delayed, now let's say it doesn't start until the first, it's coming up with a conflict because it's hitting that, and I've got a choice to make here. I can either cancel this or continue and allow the conflict, which then it will go past that milestone, and that's maybe what I don't want to happen. So what I'm going to do is just cancel that, click OK to that, cancel that, and I'm going to take this constraint off, and I'm going to use something else. So I'll just double click into that again. What I'm going to use is the deadline marker, and that will not come up with the planning wizard. I'll put that back to as soon as possible. That's the default one, and I must get rid of this date. So if I use the deadline marker, which is directly above the constraint type box, this one, I'll put the date on there, go into April, put the 10th of April. In fact, I'll go into the week forward of that. I'll put the Monday the 14th so you'll better see it, and then click OK. You get a little green arrow coming up there. Now, if I move this, you can actually move this with your mouse. If I sit on there and bring it back as if you've gone past this, what you'll get in the information column is this little diamond indicator telling you you've gone past that deadline marker. So you don't get the planning wizard coming up, but you do get that. Now bear that in mind, because this indicator column is not in every table. So if I go to the view tab and change the table, for example, to the cost table, you don't have that indicator in the cost table. You've just got it in the entry table, but you can add it into whichever table you are using. It's totally up to you. Or you could insert the column, the deadline column. If I move this back across a little bit and add a column, the deadline column, so I'll just click on that, type the letter D, and then there's the deadline column, and then it'll actually give you that date. So I just come across here. Now when if I pick this up, let's go to the right slightly. If I just move this, physically move this forward, when I let go, that date is going to change. So when you have this column there, you can actually set the deadline dates here. Go into April, so I'll put the 22nd there. You can actually set that in here. You don't have to double click into these tasks to do that if you've got the column on the screen. So there's the deadline markers, the two of them there. And if you want to clear them off, you can just clear them off from here. It's totally up to you. You just put NA back in there, and that'll get rid of it. And that one, NA. So that's all I want to talk about in this little video, how to use a deadline marker and whether it's a better option than having a constraint and having the planning wizard popping up every 10 seconds. So hopefully this little video has been of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.